So last week we played Am I Trippin'? Reese's card game, amitrippinggame.com. It's a fun game where you can engage and scenarios come up and you all talk about it and debate. And we covered this teacher named Marquise White who sparked some conversation on social media because he live streamed his students unbraiding his hair. Now, I felt like that the thing is tripping. I felt like Marquise White was tripping, not because, well, because I thought it was inappropriate as a teacher to be on social media and live streaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there were some people who felt like it was inappropriate having these children touch his hair, and I get that as well. And Reese, you felt that people were looking too deep into it, correct? You were kind of on the fence.
I felt that there was some tripping and some not tripping. I thought that there was a lot of projection happening. And the way that I'm set up, I try not to project on a situation more than what's in there. And I feel like there's a tendency to immediately assume the worst and project the worst on people. And so I thought that was tripping. It wasn't a blanket pass. It was just a can we ever, you know, give people a little bit of the benefit of the doubt? Can we ever just analyze what we're seeing? So, but I did say that he was tripping for not recognizing that no, we don't give people the benefit of the doubt in this country, especially not if you're black and you're a black man and you're dealing with black girls, you're not gonna get the benefit of the doubt. You are and they are. So I did say he was tripping on his inability to anticipate the backlash.
Well, now he's been fired from his
Yes.
job. If y'all haven't heard this, he has been let go. I couldn't find a statement from the school on why exactly he was fired. If it
Mm-hmm.
was using social media to that extent on the job, if it was the kids unbraiding his hair, and the teacher went back on social media and breaks down in tears, reading some messages from students after being fired. Listen to this. Keep my mic on. It's a little bit too long, but listen to a bit of, I believe his name is Marquise White, crying on social media after being fired. Listen to this.
Amidst all the controversy that has come from this video that I posted, I wanted to come on here and read some of the messages that my students are sending me during. Some of the messages that they've been sending me. During this time, hey bestie, I really hope that you see this message. How are you? I hope that you're okay.
Okay, let's bring it down.
Our class misses you so much.
All right. So at one point in the video, his dog comes and licks him in the face to try to make him feel better. I don't know if that's music in the background. I'm not really
That
sure.
is that is music.
Okay, was that okay? All right.
That's part of
So
his
here's
video.
what I'll
That was his
say.
soundtrack.
That was it a soundtrack? Okay. Here's what I'll say. I just wanted to do a follow up. I'm not. I don't know the details of why he got fired. I don't know all the details. But to all the young people out there, this is a sign, a message. Do not put everything on social media.
Mm-hmm.
I was perplexed on why he was let go, and you go on social media crying. You could cry by yourself and read the messages. There's no reason to post this on social media. This is your job. You've been let go. There's now this viral video. This is what you call an example of oversharing. Oversharing. I'm always perplexed why people cry on social media
Mm-hmm.
unless it's like a live show. I don't mean a live stream, like a live show, or but literally pulling your phone out, setting it up, and he has like a podcast mic and everything.
Yeah, it was a
It just
production.
I just feel like you don't have to put everything on social media. What's the intention behind it? Do you want to get views? I don't understand. Do you need this type of release to feel better? I was a little bit confused why maybe this isn't anything weird, but the kids are calling him bestie and messaging him. I don't know how they're messaging him, if there's some kind of like app that, students and kids use. But this is what's happened. The brother has lost his job. What do y'all think? 866-801-8255, 866-801-8255. Should the teacher have lost his job? Reese, your thoughts.
Listen, this is why people don't be defending people. Because you're trying to get somebody the benefit of the doubt and they're going to do some weird shit and then you look like an asshole because, all the people that was dogging them and called them weird, all this kind of shit, that they look like they do something we didn't know. Well, they were projected and I was trying to be gracious, but look, this is a lot. Okay. This is a lot to take in. I can understand, shit, it's hard. Things are expensive, honey. You got bills to pay. You don't know where your money's coming from. You lose a job. That's enough to make you break down. Okay. Howsoever, it's not helping his case of not seeming like a creep. I'm not calling him a creep. I don't know if he's a creep or not, but I'm saying that it did not help his case with people who were already suspicious of him, suspicious of his interactions. This didn't help. Now, he said, I think people got the impression that these kids were text messaging him because he sent messages. But what I saw was it was like somebody took a picture of a handwritten note that clearly was taken in the classroom. So somebody must be passing along handwritten messages to him and he's reading them aloud. So I just want to put that out there because I think people now, as possible, some people have his text message. I don't know, but from what I understand, it wasn't that they were exchanging text messages, which would be inappropriate. But at any rate, yeah, I think it's weird. I think, I understand his emotion, but to your point, you already got fired over oversharing, and now you overshare some more, but you never let a good crisis go to waste. So at this point now, you gen up some sympathy, maybe people support you in some kind of way for, out of sympathy. I don't know, but it's weird. It is weird. So I'm gonna retract my any part of my not tripping, and I'm gonna just put them fully in the tripping boat because you can't do something and then do more weird shit after that, and then think that we're not gonna look back at the initial thing without side eyeing you. So yeah, but don't do the social media thing in this way. I think if you have this genius like 2 + 2 = 4 way of teaching kids, and you make up rap songs and shit so people can remember their shapes and their letters, that's cute. Okay, but maybe don't put stuff on social media that's physical. And then definitely don't break down in tears reading letters, sniveling from students that it just seems like it's not enough of a boundary there. So I know people gonna be like, I told you, Reese, last week, but this is a little bit too much. So I'm retracting my prior benefit of doubt. I'm not saying I'm not condemning him, but I'm retracting the benefit of doubt that I gave him before because I can't defend this at this point. This is too weird for me.
And couldn't this prevent you from getting another job?
Yes,
Going on social
absolutely.
media and crying. I understand it's hard out there. I just wonder, like, couldn't this prevent you from getting more work? You want to make sure you get more work. So
Yeah.
I'd be curious to hear from the teachers out there if they feel like that was too much for him to get fired. But then let this be a lesson, especially if you're maybe different generation. You're in your 20s. You're a teacher. You've lived your life on social media. You don't think it's a big thing. Uh, don't use. Just be careful with your social media.
Well, the
Be
other thing
careful.
too is it's all good until it ain't, right? The school was
Right. Right.
obviously aware of his social media presence. He has 100,000 followers. He had been posting videos for however long. The students' parents had to sign release forms. So they were aware
Yep.
of his social media presence and it was all good until it ain't. And so I think what
Right.
people
True.
should at least understand that you might be given some leeway, but be
Mhm.
careful because when you step out of that box, whatever that box is, however they've defined it, or whether it's been defined to you or not, and you fuck up, you on your own and you could lose your job. So I think
Right.
that people should understand, but that's just what life in any way. Whatever leeway you have, there's still limits. There's still limits to what we could say on air. without us being out on our asses without a show. So in life, you just make sure that you don't take stuff a step too far. And stuff could have been okay until it's not okay. So I
And if
think he
if the
learned that lesson.
school approved him to live stream during his classes, then they're wrong too. I could see if the school said it's okay if you take a video of teaching and put it on your social media, fine. But if the school said, yeah, you could live stream for 10 minutes during class, that I think is bizarre for the school too. A
I
teacher should
think
not be
so.
live streaming,
Yeah.
for 10 minutes. I don't care if it's the end of class or whatever the case may be. If y'all thought that was okay to do, then something's wrong with the school as well. I don't know what the parameters were of what the school allegedly agreed to let him do during class. I mean, I'm thinking a 10-second video. Okay, sure,
Yeah.
that's okay. But I believe, I don't know, I believe the live stream was fairly long that he did. I'm saying like
Oh,
over
I don't
5 minutes,
know. I don't know how
allegedly.
long it was.
Allegedly. So
Yeah.
that's different. So if the school approved that, then y'all are bizarre too. But at the end of the long day, you should not. Don't be on social media like
Well,
that while you're teaching.
you don't like the social media thing, just in general.
Not during your teaching. No,
No.
teach the kids.
To be fair
Teach the kids.
though, I think the school may have seen some things that they were okay with, and maybe they didn't anticipate. Oh, one day you're gonna live stream getting your hair braided. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all have jobs where somebody does this dumbest, most unfathomable fucking thing that you couldn't have even anticipated. You're like, well, how did you come up with that? What made you think of
Right,
that?
right, right.
Sometimes you can't think of every stupid ass thing, which is why people tend to have more conservative policies as opposed to
Yeah.
more liberal policies for these
Mhm.
kinds of reasons. But again, even if you're given certain leeway, you have to then hold yourself to an even higher standard, because if you fuck up and you out, they gonna move on. You're the one that's gonna be asked out. So I think that he didn't really, and that's a maturity thing. I don't know how old he is. It's an experience thing. I don't know how long he's been teaching, but I don't think that he anticipated the degree of potential backlash and virality of this video and the consequences. So that's unfortunate. I'm not making a judgment one way or another about his his career or his
No,
appropriateness
either
of
am I.
being around
Yeah.
children or anything. I don't think that he's a freak or weirdo or nothing like that. But I think that these videos were a little bizarre.
Yeah.
So, and it doesn't help. It just doesn't help.
And I'm not saying whether he should have been fired or not. The school made that decision, but I am saying everybody out there, young people, whatever you're teaching, whatever your job is, just you don't have to put everything on social media.
Yeah, I
If
agree.
I wasn't on the radio, if I wasn't on TV, I probably would never be on social media. You know what I'm saying? Some people
Yeah.
do it more, but when you're like, if I was a construction worker, I mean, young folks out there, like Reese, you remember a time before social media. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So just let it be a teachable lesson,
Yeah.
especially if you're working with other people. It may not be
Absolutely.
the
And
best
especially with kids.
situation,
Yeah.
especially the kids. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I hope everything is okay with him, and I hope
Me
that he gets
too.
work.
Okay.
And I don't know now if other stuff comes out and y'all watching this video or hearing it, then it's
Well,
May
wait,
14th.
we ain't gotta do that. Okay.
It's May 14th at 1:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I mean, I don't know. And this very moment, from what we heard, it wasn't anything, whatever. But let it be a lesson. Let it be a lesson. Take it from some grown people. You don't have to put everything on social media. You really, really don't.
Yeah, I agree. I don't put stuff about my day job on social media. So,
Right.
yeah.
I think it's weird when people go out on a date and the date's going bad and they pull out their social media and say so and so
Mhm.
didn't pay for my meal. Why y'all putting this on social media?
Yeah, I agree. I don't
And then
do all that.
sometimes the table turns on that person.
Oh yeah, you don't get the reaction you were thinking you was gonna get.
Right. I'm just saying.